Hi guys, it's Tracy. This week is week 4 of our 4-week diet review of 4 different diets that tend to work pretty well for pregnant women depending on your circumstances and your diagnosis. So this week I'm going to talk about a ketogenic diet, also known as the keto diet. The point of a ketogenic diet is to have your body use up all of its stored carbohydrates. You usually have about 125 grams of carbohydrates stored in your liver at any given time, and once that's gone, you have to dig into your fat stores. So on a keto diet, you are burning fat, and as a result of that process, you're spilling ketones into your urine. So a lot of times people who are very serious about a ketogenic diet will dip their urine to make sure that there are ketones in your urine, because ketones are a byproduct of fat metabolism. So in pregnancy, a ketogenic diet is pretty controversial and not necessarily recommended. Here's where I think it has value for you though. If you have diabetes in pregnancy and you're really having trouble keeping your glucoses under good control, you may want to try out a keto recipe because it's very low in carbohydrates. So you don't have to eat this way hardcore, but for lunch, if you wanted to try a keto recipe, or if you wanted to look for a dessert that was keto friendly with dark chocolate and peanut butter, then I would encourage you to try these out. But you don't have to dip your urines, and you shouldn't be in ketosis as a general rule in pregnancy. So here are some of the foods that you can have on a keto diet. One is salmon. This is canned salmon, but it's wild caught, which is the best kind because it tends to be lower in mercury. Salmon and oily fishes are very, very good for you because they have lots of healthy fats, and this is a great thing in pregnancy. You can have nuts, and now we can add in peanut butter. This is Jif peanut butter, which is absolutely delicious and amazing, but it's also got a lot of sugar in it. So if you have the opportunity and the inclination, get some peanut butter without any sugar added. It's basically just crushed up peanuts. Coconut oil and ghee are also very good because they're just the healthy fats and not any of the carbohydrate solids. You can have vegetables. You see that there's not a lot of fruit on here, so you can have fruit every now and then if you're going strictly keto, but that's carbohydrates. Fruits are almost entirely carbohydrates, so you're not going to be in ketosis if you eat a lot of fruit. Meats are allowed, and here's tahini, which is just sesame butter. Basically, it's like peanut butter but made with sesame seeds. We're going to make a simple keto recipe, scrambled eggs. Scrambled eggs are so good. I only know a few people who don't love scrambled eggs. We all have opinions about how to make them, but I get a lot of questions on the blog about how to make scrambled eggs. This is a very simple kitchen basic that you need to have in your armamentarium, so we're going to show you how to make scrambled eggs. So today we're going to scramble an egg. There are a lot of ways to scramble an egg. I'm going to show you my way. I start with a non-stick skillet. Here's mine. I also store it on top of a dish towel, and if I'm going to stack anything on top of it, I nest it in a dish towel before I put anything in there, because the easiest way to damage a non-stick surface is to stack pans on top of one another or to use metal utensils. So a silicone spatula, also good for this purpose. I'm going to scramble the eggs in ghee. I like ghee because it's butter without the mess. So this is clarified butter and all the milk solids are removed. And what that means is that when you heat it up, it can get hotter without turning all brown and gross. I use salt and pepper in my eggs. Here are 2 brown eggs. I like pastured eggs. If I'm going to be baking something where I can just use any old egg, then I use cheaper eggs. But when I'm making scrambled eggs and they're the featured component of a dish, you want good eggs. They're a little more expensive, but to me, they're worth it. I have a sharp knife to chop these chives. So putting things in your scrambled eggs is also an option. I have dried tarragon that I use sometimes. You can chop up onions, you can put salsa in your eggs. There are just a million possibilities. When you're breaking an egg, break it on a flat surface. If you break it on the corner of your bowl, you end up with egg particles in the bowl that you don't want. So here we go. A little bit of sprinkle of salt and pepper. I'm way too addicted to salt. It's my main flavoring. A little bit of pepper, and we are ready to go. So just before the eggs are set, you just take them off of the heat because they will continue to cook a little bit. And look what you've got. Just really nice scrambled eggs with a little bit of color. You can sprinkle them with another pinch of salt and pepper and enjoy. Eggs are nature's perfect food. They have a lot of fat, but it's healthy fat, and there's a lot of choline, which is a great nutrient for you to have in pregnancy. And in fact, eggs are allowed on every one of these diets. The ketogenic diet is something very good to follow if carbohydrates are a problem for you in pregnancy. If you have diabetes in pregnancy and you want to cut carbs to a minimum, you probably still need to eat some carbs, but some keto recipes are great to check out. If you're enjoying this series on the 4 different diets, but you're having trouble keeping them straight in your mind, go over to the website, drtracypapa.com/diet guide. I've got a complete review of these 4 diets, including a handy chart that tells you what's included and what's not included on each of the 4 diets that we're talking about.